Oh, that'd be the perfect spot to end the first episode. Oh my gosh, let's hope it goes like that. I just gotta time it right, so I end the video so that that's right in the middle, and then when I edit, I just chop it in half. Oh, perfect. That was at like 20 minutes, 50 seconds of recording. So that means, I'll say I'll trim off the first like 10-15 seconds. Let's say about 20.5 minutes. So that's about 41 minutes worth of recording. Okay, so when it gets to 41 minutes, I'll stop. That works, I guess. Then we get 2 nice 20-minute episodes. I mean, I intended to go for about 40 minutes anyway. Let's make sure we're going in the right direction. Yep. Cool, 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 cool. We only backtracked a little bit to get that. We've got a bunch of junk. Well, not junk, but junk, you know, the term that you use to describe stuff. We've got a bunch of junk. Not just junk, but junk. Like how you can call something your junk. And by that I mean your junk. It's my junk, you know? I'm not just talking about stuff, I'm talking about someone's junk. It's like, oh, my junk, you know? Yeah, you know by now. You know, it's not saying it's a bad thing, it's just saying it's your junk. Okay, I'm damaging myself a lot. Probably gonna hurt me boots, yeah. Okay, what have I got on them? Fire protection and depth strider. Why did I put that on the boots? Of all things. Okay. Okay. Jump! Oh, never mind. Alright, a new biome. Well, not new, but new at the moment. We've just passed a border. We're in a different country now. Notice the lack of mouse movements. Almost as if my other hand is busy. For example, drinking water. But I'm sure that doesn't make any sense, even considering the pause I took before talking again. Yeah, okay, it's fine. I had to drink water, right? I'm talking a lot. I'm not used to, I've been talking all day as well, because, you know, playing Halo with my dad, as I mentioned, in the, what will now be the previous episode, I guess, I don't know. Yeah, it was interesting. Halo Reach, we're almost done, actually. I think we're going to play a little bit more after this. We just had to have a break, eat some food, you know, restock ourselves. We both got headaches, which is annoying. I don't know if it's from the game, or the weather, or the brightness. I think it might be the screens, actually, because it's really dark, and like the windows closed, the blinds are closed or whatever, but it's dark outside anyway. But yeah, now we've both got headaches. I don't know, probably from the screen. I don't think it's adjusted properly to suit the current brightness levels of the surrounding area. Oh well. Although I've been having a lot of problems with that, actually, computer brightness and contrast and whatnot. Because I've got 3 monitors. One of them isn't plugged in because I wouldn't be able to get it into my computer because I don't have the HDMI cables. Hasn't arrived yet. That's the next story. But I've got a second monitor though, and it's a dodgy little Dell thing, second hand. I would assume at least second hand. Picked it up at a garage sale for next to nothing. I've mentioned this several times, I'm sure. And it's just plugged in with a VGA cable. I don't know what quality that's like. But I assume it still doesn't. I don't know. I think it's still. I think it's more than 1080p actually. Maybe. I don't know. It's not quite the right aspect ratio. Like it's a bit of a weird one. So I wouldn't want to play a game on it, and like, I wouldn't want to record anything on it. But I don't anyway. I keep OBS open there so I can keep track of the recording. Although technically I could just use it to play, because I don't think there's actually that much lag between what is happening on one screen and what's happening on it. So I could just turn my neck to the side. But it used to be so that, like, okay, I've got a corner desk, right? If you can visualize, I've got a corner desk with a big TV on it. Not sure of the actual size of it. I keep checking and then forgetting. It's probably like 30 inch. I don't know. Probably not that big. 20 to 30 inch. Maybe 40 if I'm really lucky. I don't think it's 40. It might be 40 actually. I don't know. I'm trying to compare it now mentally to my actual like TV in my living room. I don't know. It's a decent sized TV, and I've been using it as a monitor for ages. As long as I've had my computer, really. Which isn't actually that long. It's like 10 months maybe. Actually maybe more than that. I don't know, a little over 10 months. And yeah, so I've got that as my first monitor. Then I used to have my second monitor like so that's like at the back of the corner desk, if you imagine, like it's got an open back in the corner. It's not like, it doesn't actually fill the corner, it's like chopped off. So it was like sitting back there. And then like there's shelves on either side that sort of face you if you're sitting at the desk. And then so I had the second monitor next to on the left of it. So it's like in front, blocking off one of like the shelf slash drawers. And it's just sort of sitting there. But so if I'd sort of face to the left. I'd face that second monitor, really, when I sat here. But now I've moved the second monitor, so not only is it on the right, but it's also up like on top of the shelves. So it's actually completely, no matter what angle I sit at, it is above my first monitor. It's like diagonally right from it, with like a 20-30 centimeter gap in between. Roughly looks that way from my current position. I don't even know if I'm going in the right direction, and I still am. Awesome. But so it's really high, which for one means, oof, the colors are a bit off and it looks a bit dark because it's tilted. You know, when you look at some screens from an angle, it just doesn't work. And it's one of those screens because it's old. But I can also rotate it, which is cool. It has built-in rotate functions, although I had to unscrew it and then screw it back in a different way so that I can rotate it the way that suits me. Basically the way that allows it to stay plugged in, because the cord was very stretched out in that like literally I could barely move it, because the cord was coming from one side of the desk where my computer is underneath to above the desk on a monitor. But now that I've got that on the right hand side, the same side as my computer, it has I can have the cables going up the back of the desk. So it's cutting off a lot of space. It's like 1.5 meter cable, maybe a bit longer than 1.5 meters, I think. Yeah, but what I was trying to say is the colors on the screen. I have a big document where I have a list of all my series and when I'm going to upload every video, when I'm going to record the video, and then I keep track of if it's been recorded, if it's been edited, if I've got a thumbnail for it, and then if it's been uploaded. It's pretty hackers. Drink. And I've recently color coded like all the different series just for fun, I guess. But also, oh no, I'm getting attacked by those drowned people, aren't I? So yeah, I've sort of color coded each series or whatever. Now I've got Pokemon Crystal going. That's like pink. Assassin's Creed is purple. I think I changed purple between the first and second Assassin's Creed game. Pokemon Red was red. Legend of Zelda's green, and this is blue, I believe. Is that everything? I think that's all the series. So that's all cool, you know. But when I have that, usually I would open that on my second monitor, and it used to be really natural because it was just next. I just turn my head slightly to the left, but now I've got to like look up to the right. So I'm like, oh, maybe I won't look at it on that monitor anymore. So I move it over to my main big TV monitor, and oh my gosh, the colors, right? Oof. I did that around the same time I changed Pokemon series, so I changed it to pink, and it says Crystal now. And the color there's no color there. It's just nothing. It's like grey. I'm like, wow, like all the colors are just so, it's not very vibrant, you know? Actually, I'm gonna stand up real quick so I can, yeah, even now looking, the colors look more vibrant on the second monitor where it's showing the recording. The colors are a bit more vibrant, I reckon. Or at least everything's sort of grayed. I don't know if it comes through in the recordings, but I don't know. Well, those also depends on the angle you're looking at it. But yeah, so I went through my settings or whatever, and tried to change my contrast and whatnot, and it's so annoying because the two monitors, one's plugged into my like actual motherboard, one's plugged into the graphics card, so I've got to go to like completely different settings windows to change them. I forget which one's which. But also then because the TV and the monitor also have their own built-in controls for color and stuff. The TV's one's a bit better. I think the monitor just has like brightness and contrast. But the TV's got different picture settings. You can change all the different stuff. You can change the backlitness. But now I feel like it's hurting my eyes more looking at it. And I also have the night mode thing where I'd set it so after sunset and before sunrise, it makes the screen a lot warmer because I like to play with the light off, so I'm just burning my eyes. But yeah, it makes it warmer. I also have that on like my iPod, iPhone, whatnot. Actually, I don't think I have that on my iPhone. Or maybe I do. Yeah, I would have because I watch movies and stuff at night. So I feel like it's hurting my eyes more, and even with like the warmth and everything, I'm gonna have to go and fix my settings though. But I don't even know what they were now. I don't know. I need to make the colors pop. Like I went and undid it, so the colors were back to how they were, like boring, and my eyes still hurting looking at it. So that's probably why me and my dad got headaches playing Halo. Anyway, what I said, the next story was going to be my HDMI cables and whatnot connecting for the monitors. So I've got 2 monitors in my room right now. One of them is sitting off in somewhere where my bed used to be, because I don't have one in my room anymore. And it's like, I don't know, it's just sitting there, unplugged everything. Oh, so I got them from a sort of garagey car boot sale thing. I don't know. It was I don't know. Fill your car for $5. Whatever. So we got a bunch of stuff. I grabbed some monitors. For the second one, I forgot to grab the power cord. So I went to JB Hi-Fi, I believe. Yeah. I bought a. Oh, I've also on my desk. Incidentally, I've got a PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and now a Wii U. But that's a recent addition. And they all plug into the one TV, which has like a 1 HDMI slot. Oh, it has 2, but one of them's got the computer like in the back, and the other's on the side. Okay, so I went to JB Hi-Fi. It's sort of overpriced electronics store, if you don't know. And I went, and I'm like, it was in Brisbane as well. Big city, boy. I went there for a trip. I don't know. I just felt I went there with a friend. They're like, "Oh, let's go to Brisbane." Okay. And I'm like, "Oh, while I'm here, I might as well look at the local stores." Oh, JB Hi-Fi, why not? So I got a HDMI splitter first of all to plug into my TV, so I have more slots. Then I got a HDMI cable so I could plug in my PlayStation and my Xbox at the same time. You know, as you do. I think it was only a short HDMI cable because they're like right next to the TV / the splitter, which they'd be plugging into. And then I'm like, okay, well, what else do I need? I'm like, oh, do you guys have any VGA, DVI, anything that I can use to plug in this monitor? Like, nah, you'd have to go to some other store. They're a bit too old for us. I'm like, fair enough. And then I'm like, oh, I need to get a power cord. So yeah, I come back and I'm like, oh yeah, I've got this new power cord, whatever, I've got HDMI, whatever. First of all, open up the box for the HDMI splitter thing. It doesn't even have an actual HDMI output in it. So I'm like, oh, so the HDMI cable I just bought is going to have to be used for that splitter. But that means there's no point of buying the splitter or the HDMI cable. And that was like, splitter was like $50. Right? So I paid like $50 plus however much rip-off it was for the HDMI cable, probably like $10. $10-15, I don't know. And it was pointless. And then the power cord, I get out and Dad's like, "What did you buy?" I'm like, "Oh, I bought a power cord." And he's like, "No, I've got like 3 or 4 of those sitting in the back." I'm like, "You serious?" So I just spent like $70 for no reason. Like, damn it. And after all that, I can't even use the second power cord for the second monitor because I don't have a way to plug it into the computer. So that brings me to recently. I did some competition or whatever. I don't know, you had to like, I don't know, basically use different emails. I'm like, oh, I've got a few different emails. I'll use them all to sign up for thing. It's through Kogan, which is like my mobile provider anyway. That's probably how I saw it. Or someone tagged me in it, I don't know. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'll just use this. It signs me up to the mailing list, like, whoa, adventuring time? What the hell did I do? Is that like break a block in every biome or something? What the hell? Hold on. We can go to advancements. Advancements. Is that an achievement or something? Discover every biome. 40 biome. Wow. Took us a while to get here. I guess that's what happens when you keep walking in the same direction. Anyway, what was I saying? The oh damn it! What was I saying? Something about not being able to plug in the monitor. I don't know. Oh, let's jump. Oof. Okay, fair enough. I've lost my train of thought now. Monitor. Yeah, so I can't use the second monitor. Can't plug it into my computer. Everything I bought was point. Oh yeah, Kogan thing. Yeah, okay. So I've signed up to the mailing list for Kogan with like all of my emails. I've been trying to unsubscribe from them, but I keep forgetting. But then all of a sudden they have this big deal thing, which is like one day hashtag break the internet or something like that. Hashtag not spawn. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is cool. They're like, oh, TV for $100 and whatever dollars. I'm like, oh, I don't really need a TV, and I don't really have that much money to spend. But I'm like, I do have a little bit of money, so if something interesting that's useful to me comes on, I will buy it. And I'm like, oh, there's nothing really interesting coming on. Like, it's just new phones and stuff. I don't really want a new phone. I definitely don't want a new phone because I don't have the money. And I'm like, okay. But I'm like, oh, well, it says they've got other deals anyway. So I'm like, I go on the website and everything's discounted. I'm like, oh, these are actually, some of these things are nice. I'm like, okay, what do I want? I want either I want like a DVI-D, a DVI, is it DVI-D or DVI-A? I don't know, a DVI cable. I hope there's not different types because I'm gonna regret that if I buy the wrong one. Because I've rejigged my room, so I'd moved my monitor, like I said, to the right. And I'm looking, I'm like, can I plug in a HDMI? Because I'm sure I have another HDMI output on my computer. I look, the monitor doesn't even take HDMI, so I literally need VGA or DVI to plug into it. I'm looking, the only output I have spare on my computer is a HDMI or one of those other weird, I think it's HDMI, but I'm not sure. It's like a slope, it's like square but like sloped on one side, I think. It always gets me. I don't know, so I've used up my one VGA output, but I've got a DVI output. So I'm like, okay, so I need to output in DVI or HDMI, but I can only input into this thing in VGA or DVI. So I'm like, okay, so if I get a DVI cord, I'm good. So I'm looking, I'm like, oh, they don't really sell DVI cords. There's a few of them, but they're quite expensive, like $12 for a cord. Do I really want to spend that? I'm like, oh, I've got to get one as well that has free shipping, because otherwise it's gonna be like another $9. Everything's $9 shipping on there. I'm like, oof, okay, so I'll buy something cheap. I'm like, ooh, what if I get? Don't question the jump cut. What if I get a HDMI to DVI converter? Right, and then I just plug the converter into my monitor, and then like the DVI side, and then get the HDMI, put it in my computer. Job done. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, that's cool. I'll just get one of those. So I'm looking. I'm like, okay, well, it's like $9. I'm like, okay, well, that's a pretty good price, I guess. I'm like, oh, but now I gotta get a HDMI cable. Oh, and I also need to get some for my for the HDMI splitter and my consoles that I got. And I've also got a Wii U now, so I'm like, oh, I've got one spare HDMI cable at the moment, but I need to plug in 3 consoles and a splitter. So I'm like, okay, well, I need at least another 2 or 3 HDMI cables. Okay, I can handle this. I'm looking, oh, I can't find anything. So I'm like, oh, I'll just get some of the cheapest ones I can find. And I'm like, oh, but they also need to be at least 1.5 meters, preferably 2 meters or more. I'm like, okay. But then I find it. The most beautiful thing I've ever seen. A 5-pack of HDMI cables. I know, instantly you'd think, oh, that's going to be $100. Right? 3 meters long. It's like, oh, that's going to be $150. $25. $25. And this is Kogan, right? So I was under the impression that they're fairly good quality stuff. So like, $25 is, if I'm looking on like this seems legit. 3 meters, you know, 3-meter HDMI cables. I'm like, wow, that's something. So I add that to cart. Then the splitter, total $34, and I will have HDMI cables to spare. I'll have to give back the ones I borrowed. Yeah, 3 meters long as well. So all in all, I'd say that's a worthwhile purchase right there. And they're like, oh yeah, we'll dispatch them within 2 days. I'm like, sweet. That'll leave us on a Friday, which means over the weekend they can get it sorted where it's going, and then they can deliver it on the weekday because they only deliver on weekdays. Okay. And I got an email. I said, oh yeah, it'll arrive by Tuesday. and if it doesn't, you can check out what's going on here. I'm like, oh, thank you very much, Kogan. So, if that, I guess the next time I record, I'll be using a, yeah, I guess if that does arrive, yeah, the next time I record, I should have all 3 monitors set up. So we'll see how that goes. The next thing I've got to do is get a capture card, and then after that I'll be set for life, you know? And I've talked for long enough, so this, I believe, is where I will leave you guys. Thank you for watching this amazing, amazing video, if I do say so myself. This is Xsquad Kc, playing X-Axis Survival in Minecraft. I'm running in the same direction for 100,000 blocks, hoping that the villagers don't catch up to me, and that definitely had nothing to do with the jump cut I had to do earlier. Okay, well, thanks for watching, and bye! Let me just get to the water real quick so I have somewhere safe to be. Bye.